Good morning and welcome back to Gaming with ADHD. It is Tuesday and surprise, I decided to go live. Basically, I just want to get some painting done and I figured I would share it with everyone else. As if you were here during the stream yesterday, I received my copy of HALO Flashpoint to do demos with for Mantic Games. And so I got it primed up last night, got started working on them, and I figured, you know what, some of y'all might want to watch along. So I opted to go live. Anyhow, so yeah, that's what's happening. Let's see here. So if you are coming in, you should see that there is a poll for how I should paint these, whether I should do red versus blue colors. I mean, they already precast the miniatures in plastic, but how should I actually paint these? So just kind of describe what I've done so far. I put a light gray primer on them, or actually I put a dark gray primer on them. And then I actually just took some craft paint, thinned it out quite a bit. Basically, my primer didn't quite hit the way I liked. So I don't mind using this as a base coat on top of a base coat. So I thinned it out because I wanted a different gray layer on these guys. So essentially that's where we're at. Basically what I'm doing so far, I think this guy is done. So I'm going through and essentially like all the bodysuit portions underneath the armor, I'm going through and painting that a dark gray. I'm also putting a dark gray on the weapons, so that did I put this back on the? Did I put this on the wall? Basically, so that way I just have that done. So. Anyhow, yeah, I know I've been switching over to Monument Hobbies, but there are a couple of colors from Vallejo that I think I need to go try and replace. I just don't know where. Like hobby shops or like game shops don't really carry Vallejo as much anymore. So that's a little frustrating. At least not the hobby shops around me. Anyhow. But yeah, so I mean, so far, I mean, the miniatures for this are, in my opinion, a little closer to board game pieces. And the reason that I say that is, I mean, they're single piece plastic. I mean, I think they're probably like when they're cast, they're probably like 3 or 4 pieces. But like this is like outside of the primer and the first layer. That's how these models came out of the box. So they they definitely they're a little on the simpler side. I don't know if Mantic, hey nerds, I don't know if Mantic is planning on doing traditional wargaming miniatures with these, where you have to, you know, actually assemble and you know, you get weapon options, or if it's just going to be, you know, precast miniatures. So I don't have that answer, but regardless, I mean, these are nice. They're on 32mm bases, so the bases are a little large. Actually, the figures, quick comparison review. So that's next to a half orc. You know, the half orc is quite a bit taller. Where's a more human scale? We'll go with this. We'll go with this Warforged that I still have not sent to Malachi. So the Warforged is a little bit shorter than the Spartan. So I'm not sure quite what scale they went with for these. One thing that is definitely frustrating with licensed products is sometimes the licensor, so the person who owns the property, will insist that, you know, something be slightly out of scale compared to the rest of the industry, so that the stuff isn't compatible, which is super annoying. We don't want you to make a Spartan Space Marine army. Shut up. You know, who cares? You're getting free money. I mean, not free money. I am a capitalist after all, but you're getting money without having to do any extra work, because somebody else is doing extra work. So maybe not be such a douche sometimes. Hey, Nerdy Ogre. How you doing, sir? So when I started, I mostly really just skimmed through the rules. Well, I got through a couple of pages of the rules, and so far, it's basically just Deadzone, which is fine. I actually think Deadzone is a really decent starting point for a game based on Halo. Mostly because it's just a nice, simple skirmish system. I didn't notice anything for points based, so I'm gonna have to do some more digging on that. but it has like so essentially there's 4 types of Spartans. Out of the starter set, each side gets 1 of each. And what's actually and so like the Spartans all come with like one ranged weapon and then a combat knife. So they got, close combat weapon. And but then you also have a slot for weapon pickups. I mean, let's be honest. It's a game based on Halo. Essentially, you're playing out a first-person shooter, which is a little annoying, but also not surprising. I need a larger brush. No, that's too big. Let's try this one. So overall, not too surprising. But then it's going to be victory point based for the game. I just haven't read up how you score your victory points. But the starter set comes with a bunch of cardboard terrain. Put it together last night. That stuff, I mean, it went together quick. It looks good. It is actually collapsible, so you can more or less safely take it apart. You don't want to do it a lot, but you can do it. So you can take it apart. You don't have to leave it assembled. So overall, I mean, it's a solid starter set to begin with. But, pretty cool. Yeah, right now I'm willing to be a little sloppy with the bodysuit. Just because I know I'm gonna paint over it again. Yeah, I think Halo. I think Halo 4 was the last one that I actually played. Like I know I played some of the version on the Xbox One, but I know I didn't finish it. So, but I mean, I actually enjoyed the Halo games. I thought they had a. I mean, let's be honest. It's a first-person shooter. You're not really getting the strongest of stories out of it, but overall, I enjoyed the general story for the Halo games. The novels weren't great. But as far as like tie-in fiction, they weren't bad. So, hey. But it's also been a long time since I played any of those. Yeah, at the moment, I'm just wondering when my paid-for copy. I know you're wrong. Trust me, I've been keeping an eye on it. That's one thing that I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm doing some just like generic prep work. You know, because like all of them so far, I've got this, you know, light gray base layer, and then I'm going through and doing the bodysuit and the weapons with some black gray. Yes, black gray. I love black gray. But the yeah, the fact that I can stall a bit. Well, you know, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll just have to, you know, like my son wants me to do the red versus blue. So like right now, I mean, I've technically got a tiebreaker in there, and I do think it would be kind of funny to do red versus blue. Man, the early seasons of that were so good. And then they sold out. Which, I mean, let's be honest. Can you blame them? You know, what started as just a fan project for fun then ends up getting the actual license from Microsoft. It's not really surprising that they would end up selling out. And then they collapsed under their own hubris. And they no longer exist. My son actually said after the studio shut down, they got together and like did some stuff to retcon the last few years. Which I think is kind of funny. Just because of the fact that maybe they just thought the corporate creative direction wasn't the right way anymore. I don't know. Man, I'm being really sloppy with this black gray. That's fine. It'll all come out in the wash, right? I mean, literally come out in the wash. So, what's everyone else doing for a Tuesday? Me? I'm just doing this for about an hour today. Because the wife wants to run some errands and gotta leave before every place is closed, and I've got, you know, still got to get to work and pull some overtime while I can. But that's my plan. Actually, outside of making Amazon returns, I'm not even sure what errands the wife wants to run. I'm just about out of black gray. I might have to get some out of the some more onto the palette. It's definitely interesting looking at my streaming numbers when I haven't I didn't actually share this on socials before going live. I just created the stream and went live. Let's see who shows up. Hey, Time Guy, good morning. I am just painting some HALO Flashpoint miniatures for my demo set. I just got the set yesterday. And so far it's, I don't know. So far I like the miniatures. I haven't fully read the rules. I know it's based off of Deadzone from Mantic Games. So far this is hitting all the right spots for me. I'm in Arizona, man. But it's always morning somewhere. No, I work the night shift, so for my day job. Day job, get it? Night shift. And years ago, I had a manager that covered the evening and the overnight shift. He was responsible for those people, and so he always just said good morning when he came into the office. And I thought it was funny, and so I picked up on it, and so I still do it. It's really funny on a Friday night when my wife and I are grocery shopping, because what else do you do for date night? Go grocery shopping. And you get to the cashier, and of course the cashier's always, did you find everything okay? And I just respond with good morning. And they are clearly not awake. So sometimes I tell jokes just to make myself laugh. I mean, I think I'm funny. My wife, on the other hand, she tolerates me. But that's okay. Hey, man, fair enough. Yeah, I've got, like, that's the worst thing, is working night shift and then taking a vacation and then having to go back to night shift. Like, so I've got ADHD, obviously, hence the name of the YouTube channel. And so my sleep is just a mess anyways. And then I go on vacation. And then it's just ridiculous. So, meh, what are you gonna do? Me, I'm going to take some of this craft paint. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup on the gray. I was a bit sloppy with the black for the bodysuit. So let's clean it up. So, Time Guy, what is it that you play? What games are you in? Why did you bother to click on the Gaming with ADHD live stream? Where, let's be honest, I'm not that fancy or interesting. I'm just sitting here painting minis to an amateur standard. Even then, I don't usually stream on a Tuesday night. I just really want to get these done. Oh, Necromunda 40K. Nice. I am currently working on some Sisters of Battle for 40K. But my youngest literally came to me like a month ago now, and he's like, Dad, I pre-ordered Space Marine 2, but I also want to try the tabletop game. So I gave him the Kill Team rulebook, because I'm more interested in Kill Team over full Army 40K. Man, that was decades ago for me. Hey, Silent Mouse, good morning. Anyway, so I gave him the Kill Team rulebook, and like the Kill Team compendium. And I said, okay, read the rules so you have a general idea of what's going on, and then look through the compendium and find some models that you think are cool, so you have a faction. And he picked Thousand Suns, which is kind of funny because my oldest, back when 8th edition came out and I was trying to convince myself to get back into it, he picked the Death Guard. So I've actually got some 40K going on myself. And then as far as Necromunda, I've got most of the books for new Necromunda. I haven't played yet, but a buddy of mine really, really wants to play Necromunda. And, well, we haven't been able to make it happen yet, you know. we do keep talking about it. For Necromunda, though, I don't actually buy Games Workshop models. I've got a bunch of 3D printer files for this 3D sculptor group that are making some amazing proxy. And they basically for Necromunda. So and I've got all of those files. I need to do more with those, but I'm, ADHD. I kind of bounce around a lot. As far as one-page rules, I have heard of them. I have not tried them. I am bad about actually playing games. Partly because of the schedule, the night shift schedule. Partly because I don't really hang out at stores anymore. I don't know. A bunch of my local stores I'm not really a fan of. There's one that's decent near me, but it's mostly a card shop, so... Anyways, eventually I will try one-page rules. I mean, there's no reason not to. I just haven't done it yet. But so that's my background. There's the channel. Usually, I'll do a bunch with BattleTech. I cover everything. It's like literally the gaming with ADHD is because I like all sorts of stuff. I'm willing to talk about most anything. I realize I could be a bigger channel if I just did a whole bunch of like D&D or Warhammer content, but I keep it to what I'm interested in. So there's that. Oh, lots of cleanup. Okay. Hey, man. First off, you're on the younger side anyways, so not surprising. Like I got my start in 40K way back, well, officially in 3rd edition. I sort of knew what it was during 2nd edition, but when I found out about it, and the game store that I would go to, keep in mind this is like the mid-90s, I went to the game store and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this. They're like, we don't carry that, they're dumb, blah blah blah. I mean, this was literally like 92, 93. But like, and this game store owner, this dude was weird. Like almost Unabomber level weird. Anyway, so my actual introduction to 40K was 3rd edition. I've got really good memories. I used to be a demo rep for Games Workshop back when they did that. But since then, I've bounced around. I'm willing to try most any game, but also like as far as miniatures games, it's usually like for the smaller skirmish games. That's where my interest is peaked. Mostly because then I don't have to paint 100 different models just to play the game. I like Kill Team. Kill Team's good. You know, definitely. It's like, okay, so here's 6 or 7 guys, but then you get like a mess ton of special abilities. I love that. I think that's great. So that's usually what I lean towards. So yeah. Let's see. Wow, only 4:30. Hey, Francois, how you doing, sir? It looks like the tactical greens have taken over red versus blue. Which I was thinking after I made the poll, it's like, oh wait, if everything's under tactical tactical greens, how am I going to differentiate the teams? And then I literally just had a flash of inspiration. I can do one side in green, and I can do the other side in tan. A new fish. All right. Yeah, I'm generally anti-pet, mostly because then I have to take care of it. Or like they show the videos of like cats that'll like, hello, I am cat. I have just invaded your home and I will do whatever I want. And it's just like, I don't want a cat anywhere near all my hobby stuff. So instead, we have chickens that we sort of accidentally got into during COVID. And then in like the last year, my wife adopted a stray cat who has no desire to be an indoor cat, which is funny. Like she has struggled to try and make it an indoor cat. And this stray is having none of it. Cats are of the devil. I'm not going to go that far, but man, they just don't give an F. That's fair. Yeah, we like our chickens. They're stupid, but they make me laugh. But also they stay outside mostly. I say mostly because like the wife likes giving chicken snacks. So she'll get a snack ready and then like while she's getting it ready, she's got the back door open. And of course the chickens are all at the back door because I haven't bothered to make a chicken run. So they just kind of own my backyard. So the chickens are at the back door. They're like, huh, I know there's a snack in there because that's where the snack lady comes from. I want to go investigate and see if I can find this snack on my own instead of having to wait for the snack lady. And so sometimes they will sneak in the house, but generally, you know, you get near them and they run away. So they run back outside. But yeah, this stray cat that my wife adopted, like, she loves that thing. And it's like he won't do anything with you. Like you put the, like, he'll let you pet him while he's eating sometimes. This cat is so weird. But then, like, last night we went out to dinner for one of my kids' birthday. And so we get back and like the kids made it home before we did, and they're all outside and, you know, just hanging out watching the cat. You know, apparently the cat let them get nearby, but I show up and the cat sees me and, like, he's gone. It's like, I don't know why. I've been nothing but nice to this cat. Anyways, I don't get it. Cats are weird. Yeah, we fluctuated in chickens. We had, I think we got up to 11. And then bam, like we had like 4 or 5 chickens die. Like I still like I read some, or either read it or somebody told me. They're like, yeah, chickens are either like ridiculously hardy and they're perfectly fine and they'll live through whatever, or they're dead. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I don't know. And right now they're in the post-molting, you know, stage where essentially they're freeloading. Good morning, Sixth World. And it ain't one chicken that cries out in hunger. they kind of rotate based on who's at the door. Little dorks. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Like, one of the chickens that kind of whines for snacks the most, she never made any noise at all. She was silent. And then, like, a couple of other chickens died, and now she squawks up a storm. Yeah, that's a good rule. Francois, we ended up with we started, I think, with 8, and then they slowly died down to like 5, and then out of nowhere, like, we'd already been considering like buying some new chickens. My parents had some friends that were getting rid of some chickens because they were going to move. And so we ended up with like a half a dozen new chickens. And then like 4 of them died. None of the new, and it was like a mix. So it wasn't just like all the new ones died. It was like some of our old ones died, some of the new ones died. So it was like, this is weird. Yeah, no, Six Source. She totally is. She is totally picking up the slack. But it's just kind of funny that like you realize that, okay, she was totally being bullied into her place. She doesn't squawk for the snacks because that ain't your job. But she has definitely kind of become like the chicken matriarch of our flock. You know, now that everyone else has died. All right, we are still leading with tactical greens. Surprise, folks, I'm not going to do color today. I'm just working on grays. Yeah, the one thing I don't know about the game is whether or not they're going to have you know, warthogs, or should I say the puma in the game. I mean, they've announced some additional Spartans. Thank you, nerds. Troopa thingy. Oh, I'd forgotten about that one. had 2 flocks and then had to rehome. Yeah, that's totally understand that. Luckily, I don't plan on moving. Yeah, that's No, boss, it's a warthog. What do you mean? What kind of mythical creature is this? What's next? The unicorn? The chupa thingy? Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I live in an HOA, so I technically probably shouldn't have chickens. And as you know, I mean, the chickens are a little noisy. But yeah, I would not put a rooster in my flock, even though I let them free range in the yard, so obviously having a rooster would be helpful. But I really don't want to piss off neighbors. Like, even for my libertarian streak, I would 6 world if I had plenty of spares. Again, these birds are freeloading again. But yeah, with my even with my libertarian nature, I would still like to be a good neighbor, and I don't think good neighbors put roosters into subdivisions. Like, we've got like some farm and horse properties near us. So like, if I had an acre of land instead of just the 1/8 of an acre or whatever the more or less standard is, I would have a much bigger flock, and I would absolutely have a rooster or 2, but not where I live currently. Yeah, right. See, in that case, rooster it up. Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, the city that I live in is technically a farm city. Like, just like everywhere else, I mean, like, most of the farms have been replaced by subdivisions. But it's still a farm city, and oh my gosh, does the city so desperately want to be like one of those upper class subdivisions. It's like, bruh, come on. Like there's a city rule, like literally until like 6 months ago, was like no chickens. And they finally, approved, people having backyard chickens. And like the amount of whining by people about it is just like, shut up. Like, I actually saw something where, like, they'd run the numbers, but like, if I think they were saying like, I think 1 in 3 homes, if like 1 in 3 homes had like 3 or 4 chickens, like at all times, there would literally be no egg industry. Like none at all. Just by having like 1 in 3 houses have a few chickens. Anyhow, all right. So it is 4:53. I am needed to go do other projects. I know it wasn't very exciting today. It was project time. So, all right. So I'm gonna do more of these. I've got to get these miniatures done, and I need to get it done. So, I'll probably do some more of these, but tomorrow night we've got the Eberron deep dive that we're going to continue. So definitely make sure you're here for that. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 5 p.m. It's at 5 p.m. for me because daylight savings time is going to end here soon, and things are all going to get wonky. So keep that in mind. But Eberron tomorrow. Definitely no streaming on Thursday. I am obligated to take the wife out. Friday we'll be back. I'm still trying to get the Shadowrun review done. Hopefully I can get that up tomorrow. But yeah, so that is that. Thanks so much for hanging out. I believe I saw a notification that Bear is going to go live. So Bear the Gen X GM, go check him out afterwards. Just some random RPG panel show that he's going to do. So I don't know what he's got planned. But yeah, anyways, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out. And we will talk to you next time.